Hi, I'm Shivani. I'm co-founder director of the Museum of Crypto Art, subbing for Colborne Bell, who normally does this podcast to celebrate a very cool month. Um, this is Vixen. Vixen is one of the most brilliant people I've met in the crypto art space. I think she understands how human beings work, how artists work with each other, and especially, over the last couple months, we've spoken about how the whole ecosystem has just become gross, right? And a lot of just like money changing hands, a lot of which is shaking out now, which is good. But, there are very few high integrity projects and people in NFTs. In crypto art, yes, there's a lot. So I thought maybe today we could follow up that last conversation we had. Um, and maybe for you, where you started with NFTs and where you are and
Yeah,
where you want to go is one part of this, but more important to me is like you as a person, like why is computer technology and artistry interesting?
yeah,
Why
okay.
even go into this space? That's a huge question, but I would just love to hear your open thoughts.
Yeah, I think that it's something so amazing nowadays that we have our space in digital art to showcase our art, because it was something for me. It was something like natural being with the computer and doing my own art. When I was little, I used to do my drawings on charcoal, and I made an exhibition in when I was 18 years old, because my school had this program of IB bilingual, and I made like a big exhibition. But then I, but that times I always mixed up the computer in there. So when I when I grew up, and I didn't knew like what to study and what to do with, because I was like really fearless uh, of studying art here in Argentina. There's not that much support for artists, and the culture is a bit like, yeah, there's not that much support. Then I started thinking of, yeah, I don't know, I should go for graphic design. That is like a big there's a big university here in the University of Buenos Aires, and I thought that it was really cool to mix my arts in there in the digital way, like with the computer. But then I was like really always a little bit on like in falta with. I always needed a bit more to explore my art. So graphic design was a little bit short in the sense that there's always someone, uh, you're solving a solution for someone, or solving a solution of design, So then I started to explore a little bit more on my arts on different softwares, and using Cinema 4D, Substance Painter, Photoshop, that I already knew it, but mixing a bit this with all my new like softwares. And then crypto was something that appeared in full pandemia, in the lockdown, and it was really crazy because I was uh, I was working in an agency, in a design studio, and I was really like messed up and thinking how to do to, yeah, live from my art, And I really didn't want to work in an agency as the creative director, or graphic designer. It was like just a shit, because there was not that much uh, yeah, expansion in my art. So then was when I met a lot of people, and we did this Discord channel and started to work together to create a community. And then I think then there is where I started to grow a lot, because it was making art, the same thing that I did always, but making art in the sense of sharing it with people around you, and not only artists, but Shivani, communities, DMINTI. That, I don't know, that's great, because I always used to say that crypto art is like this big Tumblr where you see all types of arts and all types of digital mediums, and we didn't have that. So that's something that, yeah, I'm amazed right now of. Besides on the fact that the the scenario is a little bit like messed up with Twitter and with the Web2 things, that, yeah, I think there's a lot of work there to do, but the like the basis of art and digital art growing in a community, and that's the basis of all for creating art like an artist. Because, yeah, I think that like individual artists, we can work a lot, but always you need the community. In traditional art, it was the galleries there. Now crypto art is the artists.
You know, crypto art has been covered by DMINTI like a good amount, right? But I think, you know, what was like, you know, October of 2020, right, until today, do you find that like you and even your friends in crypto art, like, do you want to stay in NFTs in the future and keep the community growing with crypto? Or do you want to take the community you've built and move on?
No, I think we need to, yeah, we're growing in this, and maybe we need to really grow in where we were a little bit creating. I think it's a bit of responsibility as well. Besides of the difference we as a group are having, because some are really frustrated on crypto. You know, it's just the crypto that maybe it's frustrating a bit, and the difficulties that each one can have in this new panorama. But I think it's really important to keep on creating and growing. Besides on, now that we are like out of the lockdown, and now that we are really meeting each other and having the opportunity of having our art digitally displayed and doing it as well in the space, and I think that is important to keep on creating on crypto.
Do you like Twitter or Instagram more?
Push, I think Instagram, you know, and that is super. That is something super weird for me to say, because I have always a lot of. I think I don't like any of both, because I have sentimientos encontrados for both. You know, it's this sharing and sharing and sharing and sharing that it's a bit ridiculous to the path and the rhythm of the real art. An artist shouldn't be always sharing and sharing and showing what he's doing, but it's so important, because you really need to show what you're doing to be there. So it's the same for Instagram and for Twitter.
I know. I mean, I was talking with Ludovica about, she was at Art Basel, right? And just like kind of like what she saw as like so much, like how much content can we consume, right?
Yeah.
Like how many videos can we watch?
A lot.
Like
a lot.
how
Always
much,
consuming.
yeah. And even at Art Basel, you know, like how many screens can we look at? You know, with the way NFTs are displayed.
Yeah.
So like, what is the real art that you are looking for?
Yeah, I think I'm a little bit romantic in that sense, that I have a real basis of of art in a traditional way of creating art. Digital art has this thing that technologies can bring us to make art in 1 second, or having, like, I don't know, artificial intelligence with bad use, and not with the uses that can mix our concepts and our creations down on a concept, on an idea in a different way. So that's the risk on digital art, that we have all those screens, we have all the sharings, we have everything so online and so immediate, that maybe the frustration down on artists are that, yeah, we as an artist think that we have to follow that path to be in the community, to be, and then I don't know, maybe what I'm really getting to know right now is that it has no sense, because maybe in my like my journey here, I found I don't have to be always there sharing and showing, and maybe one day I like to show what I did the past 3 months, and the project that I was doing, or maybe I share it with you, or I share it with someone, and I don't need to show it all the time. So, and it works, in crypto it works. So yeah, I think maybe the best is not as like a community, and as someone that is building for the community of artists, and we don't have to look on the things of others, or on all the threads and all the things that appear there, and just mix you up and takes the focus on what you're doing, that is art.
I agree. And, like, honestly, the art in New York and Miami is so shitty.
Yeah, it's that crypto corporate people that do not have so much ideas of the process.
I mean, like, crypto has no aesthetics
Of art.
It's just bad aesthetics, right?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
DMINTI actually just did this collaboration at the Institute of Contemporary Art in Miami with Nadia from Pussy Riot and Judy Chicago.
Nice.
And like that was actually like well thought out. It was like an interesting conversation between two like renegade, female artists. But
that is the things that should be much more of that, because maybe what you see down on the media is, and that's why some artists are frustrated on the group, is all these people and things. The majority don't do this, so we're just some little persons that are trying to change the scene. But I find it, like, I don't know if you find it, but I find it enchanting, the thing of sharing between so many shit things. So, because it's like something on the I don't know, on the thing of expression, that you can express yourself as you want and show whatever you want and do whatever you like. Crypto is something like that, decentralized, and that is a little bit like enchanting a bit.
I mean, I think it's enchanting and it's like empowering, right? Like you feel good, but also like it's so important. Like, a lot of governments and news channels are just telling us lies now, right? And I think blockchains are places where it's so transparent that you have to be honest, or it forces you to be honest. And that's actually even more empowering, because then like your reputation and the love you have for people is real.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yes.
So DMINTI asked me to kind of do this month because they wanted to profile women, right? But
Okay.
the issue I often take is when someone says like female artist, it just dilutes the artist.
Yeah.
So I'm curious for you, like, how do you navigate that? Being a woman artist or like woman in crypto, like how do you?
Yeah, I find it like something super difficult to be catalogized like in a um, género. I'm not like a feminine or a masculine. I'm Vixen. I'm Victoria. Yeah, it's my name. I'm woman. Yeah, I'm woman because I'm woman. But I don't like to use it there. Like, I don't know. Maybe my Vixen is a gender that you don't know if it's woman or is feminine or masculine. So that was my way. And maybe when I was speaking with collectors or with people, I always follow them like bros. I speak to them like bros. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's the best because then you have all these groups that are always dividing as well, because in a sense that we have women in crypto or women, and it's a division. We're not like showing an equality. We're just dividing and putting the women in like a little box, separated from another masculine, and then separating from trans person, and then separated. And that is something that I'm not into separations of different things, because we're humans and we're just here like artists. So there's no mean to separate.
Yeah. I can't tell you the number of times someone is like, actually, I had someone say this to me in person. What's it like to be a woman of color in crypto?
Yeah.
I was like, why are you saying this? Like, what is the point?
Yeah. Why do you ask me that?
Like, what's, you think it makes anyone feel good? You think it helps anyone? No.
No.
But, you
No.
know, I was thinking about like what a strong feminine characteristic is, right? Which is like compassionate,
Yeah.
intuitive, with a
Mm-hmm.
vision, like grounded. And sometimes what a
Yeah.
negative feminine, a lot of times you see is like hypersexual, like
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
manipulative, jealous, right? And like for you, do you,
Totally.
how do you want, other young women who are trying to make their
Mm-hmm.
way in art or crypto, like how do you want them to do this right? What can we do
I
for them?
think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's really important to have the spaces where women are also part, because we see a lot of artists, uh, male, that are there, and there's a lot of difference as regards women, and as regards how the voice of a woman is not like heard so much like the voice of some males. So it's really difficult to navigate in the scene and making yourself clear and heard.
Agree. I agree. It's not for any one of us to define what the right thing is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. What do you think of Kim Kardashian?
Kim Kardashian. Oh,
Yeah.
I love her. I love her. I don't know.
Okay.
She's there. She is there. She shows so many people are a bit sitting on her, because she's like an icon for so many young people. And that is super dangerous, because whatever she does or says, or how she shows with her figure and what she does, it's super dangerous for a lot of persons. Yeah, there's so many big icons that were marcando un estilo, un momento. So it's, I don't know, but I love her. I think I don't have nothing with her.
Okay, that's cool. I just think it's just a good way to understand. Like a lot of people will like, when you meet an artist who's like, I don't care about money, but actually like money is the most
Mm-hmm.
important thing to them in the world. Like people will oftentimes
Mm-hmm.
say things that are the opposite of
Yeah,
how they feel,
obviously.
right? And Kim Kardashian brings that out in people, I think,
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
that's
she's an empresaria.
yeah.
So I see her like a big boss,
Mm-hmm.
and she does whatever she does, but she's a big boss. She created her figure,
Yeah.
and she's showing that and did great things with that. I don't know. Then whatever she does, it's dangerous because so many people follow her. But I like this idea of big boss, big boss, big women boss,
That's
and the
true.
same for artists, like the same for
Yeah.
artists, or the same for communities and things, having the power of showing yourself or showing what you're doing or showing what you do, and yeah, being heard and being seen and being.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of fame, the Ethereum Foundation decided to feature your work in their curation, which is really big because the Ethereum Foundation is maybe the only voice box into like the true developer community that will decide how NFTs develop. How do those moments make you feel?
Ethereum, then it was like, oh my god, yeah, I'm creating only in Ethereum, always I'm minting there, and it was like, yeah, this is something that is super nice for me as a retribution of what I do.
What does actually no, this is a better question. If you could have like one tool, like anything from your imagination, in real life, digitally, like what would you want?
One tool, any
Yeah.
tool.
Some anything. Like what would make you happy? What would help you reach your goals?
I'm thinking of a tool like an artistic tool, like nowadays I'm thinking that I need a new computer, so that's my
Okay. Yeah.
my my objective right now. Super clear, like I need a new computer because my computer is, yeah, it's not going well. So that will make me super happy having a new computer. So I'm always thinking down on the digital head, But I would also like to have some different tools involving my manual skills. So I've been doing some sculptures this last year. So I want to mix the different things that can be used with the hand and the digital medium, mix it a bit. So I'm in that process now. So maybe some tools of sculpture would be really cool as well.
Thing. I also meant kind of like in a science fiction book or like a movie. Like, would you want something that like lets you read people's thoughts, or like something that like a computer that you can create without having to use your hands, or like
Mm-hmm.
what is like the craziest
Gosh,
thing that you would
that would be super crazy having the someone doing your art. But I really like I'm a bit like retro in that way, All these new things that are, or artificial intelligence is something that is super, super good in the sense that you can put this is an example. You can put any prompt or anything, and you have the image that you want. Uh, but you always need like a human to have something with your hands doing it.
mm,
The mouse, so it's, yeah, I think that I'm a bit like super outside of of the technology being that much creciendo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
I'm
going
scared of that. It's
Yeah.
going crazy. Yeah, I'm a bit more like retro on my studio and with my things, with my tools, with my pencil and my mouse and my Wacom. That's my way.
I think generally your art also kind of touches this, like the mind and body connection, right?
Yeah.
And the extent to which we're separating them. The more we
Yeah,
spend time online, we're just in our heads and we're not connected to anything other than maybe our fingers. So,
totally.
how do you explore that? Uh,
Yeah, that's something super difficult because we're a lot of times with the hands in the computer. But now I'm just doing purpose, so I'm moving my body, and I try to separate a bit of my computer in the way that in my artistic process. I always have these three things when I start to do any art. One is if I'm reading something, I'm always like attached to creative ideas of some book, as well as emotions lived in the moment that I don't really realize when I'm just scratching some things and some ideas. But then over the time, I always like do some yeah uh, analyze my things, and it has sense with the things that I'm living in the moment. And then the computer comes then. Like the computer is the instance number 5 of my head, because I'm always like processing ideas. I'm processing ideas with different mediums, and then the computer and the ejecutarlo, it's just the last moments. But I know it can be difficult having the head, always on ideas. So I see that it's super nurturing for artists to explore on different ways with the body. That is what I'm trying to do right now, exploring with the body, because it's a bit like the body that the one that you see in my art. Como que en realidad lo que creo yo de lo que está sucediendo con el arte en sí, para muchos artistas que trabajamos con la computadora y que trabajamos con nuestra mano y nuestro mouse, y es que es algo tan inmersivo, estamos todo el tiempo dentro de nuestra computadora, y ya nuestras computadoras pasan a ser como van a ser un holograma también en algún momento que vamos a tener, que puede ser un poco peligroso, y yo lo que estoy intentando ahora un poco es revertir y volver a mi proceso de cuando era chica, donde agarraba el lápiz y hacía las cosas con lápiz y ponía mi cuerpo desde otro lugar. It's complex, but I think that it's a way of how that body that I show, it's moving in different ways.
Yeah. Did you grow up playing video games or like creating avatars?
No, nothing.
Okay.
Nothing. So I don't have that in my soul. I was more into the computer in my adolescence, like my 12 years old, 13 years old, that I had my first Windows computer, and I was all the day there playing not with avatars, and it was like some mini games, super basic. So I don't feel myself like a real player of game engines. Yes.
That I just, for the generation like, 12 to like 18, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they probably like they've seen like an icon of their face on a screen from like the youngest age. So what you described as like you're conceiving your body from your mind, like we started doing it right, in our adolescence, but these kids have been doing it
Yes.
from like birth. So I
Always, yeah.
don't know.
And you have the face filters where you show yourself there and you mirror yourself, and
Yeah.
it's super, yeah, from the very earliest moments, as you say.
I mean, even the cost of plastic surgery is going down so much, right? Like
Wow.
you can make yourself,
Yeah, because you can create your body.
yeah, you can create it. You pay $50,000, you can look like Bella Hadid if you want.
Yes.
So
Yes, totally. And have the photo there that
yeah,
shows it, and that's all.
and just go on OnlyFans and make like an insane amount of money, you know? But what happens to your mental health? What happens to your mind?
No, that's,
Right?
yeah, it's super dangerous. Every human being knows that there's some like little stem there, or like some little seed who wants to grow in the sense of knowing each other and growing, like, yeah, growing. What is my objective in life? What is my what I'm doing here, in why I'm here, and what I'm doing here in this world. So besides all these things that are new and technologies like going to the speed of light super rapidly, I have the feeling that we are always using this technology in the sense of having it done for something that we are creating, and making a voice for something, with an objective and with a creation that is profound to the soul, that is deep to the soul.
Yeah. I know that speaking to the soul is like maybe the most important work
Yes.
for every person. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like when I look at your pieces, you're trying to capture the soul.
Yes. Yes. I think that it's a bit like all my emotions there. I'm so expressive in that way because I'm dealing with everyone is dealing with all their things. And so having this connection in one moment where I can put all myself in one piece of art, it's something super nurturing, because it's putting what I'm living in the moment, the experiences, in one piece of art. And yeah, that is lo que me atrae un poco, lo que me hace bien. But yes.
Yeah. That's very beautiful. Yeah. Where do you want to be like 1 year from now with crypto art? Or just art?
Okay.
Just art.
Art. Yeah. Yeah, because I always like see crypto art separated from art, but it's just the same, because
It's the same. Yeah.
I think it's more like one more medium to show what I'm doing,
Mm-hmm.
between all the mediums. But I want to still, yeah, I want to grow a bit on the physical space, have my works displayed in. It's difficult for an artist to showcase, to do the work of analyzing your work and dividing it in series or in different moments and things. So having a physical space to showcase, to exhibit, and grab all your work and putting it in one curatorial series or thing, and exploring the space as well, in that sense that digitality comes to the space from not only from a screen, but with different mediums. That is an objective I have for next year, as well as still I'm studying these mini perfos that now are just tests.
Like, would you like do it in person, like a performance piece?
I'm thinking of that, but the performance do not show my face, because it's something similar to my art, that the bodies that I showcase, the bodies that I work with are bodies that do not have any gender. It could be any person, and maybe sometimes you don't really. I try not to show something that could be categorized as an object, a person, or it's a mix of everything. Yeah. So that is what I'm trying to transform in my body, without the face, and mixing the sculptures, like some organs of my body with something super intuitive of dancing. But I'm working on it, and I don't know if I will show it.
No, that sounds so amazing. I just did this yoga training, right? Like, it's the way you can move with your body when you have a certain thought or a certain emotion is incredible. It's very hard to describe.
Yes.
I would love to do that performance.
I don't know. I don't know. I will see. But yeah, it's a nice therapy, like the yoga thing. Nowadays, what I'm feeling is, digital art can be art, can be performance, can be artificial intelligence, can be any different tool you as an artist feel comfortable in one way, because we're always changing, and we're always looking for different things to explore what we want to say from our inner self. So that is my new era in art.
Yeah. That actually makes so much sense, to think of AI as a discipline, like digital or performance.
Yes, obviously.
Rather than
because it's just always an art. It's as well an art of creating in different ways, with language there, and the use of language in different ways that can represent something. I think that I like a lot the nothing to do with what we were saying, but I like the fact that crypto art is always evolving, because we're always with new technologies. We're always with new art. Is so expansive. We as artists are always looking for different mediums and looking for different things, different tools. So it's nice to see a space that is growing super fast, but with a lot of different things that can be tested on your art to express yourself, as well of Twitter, having all these persons that are showing their art in different ways. I see it as well in crypto art, artists that were first doing collages and then try down with different mediums and different technologies, their same thing, but reversion it. And that is super nice of crypto art as a whole, having the communication with persons and with different artists to see what is happening out there and use different things that are happening in your art without copying it now, just the different technologies that can, or softwares that can be shared. Yes.
Is there anything else we want to say?
It went so fast.
It did go fast.
Thank you.
Breaking news.